Mike, we heard from both coaches off of the top there, thanks to Tony Blum. And, they said all the right things. In Dave DeWeese's case, he's right. The first meeting between these teams, it doesn't matter now. These are two different teams right now. Certainly when you talk about his squad, Wildwood Catholic, it's been the consensus #1 team in South Jersey, really from start to finish. I mean, they lost to Camden before the new year, and since then, the Crusaders have been undefeated, and that includes a big-time win over St. Augustine in that first matchup that both coaches talked about. And, for Paul Rodeo, he needs a big effort out of his team tonight, quite frankly. Can the Hermits match up with the Crusaders? Absolutely, but it's similar to the semifinal game we did the other night, Mike. You need a great game out of St. Augustine to pull this one off. For Wildwood Catholic, obviously they need to play well, but there's just so much talent across the board for the Crusaders. The Hermits will certainly have their hands full here today at Stockton.
All right, we were set to bring you the championship game. Ocean City girls, a winner over middle, a late rally. They come back to win. Ocean City wins it on the girls' side. Wildwood Catholic looking to repeat on the boys' side against the Prep. We will bring it to you all coming up next right here on 97.3 ESPN. Live here at the Cape Atlantic League Boys Championship game. Mike Gill, Mike Franco, courtside. Big Blue, Stockton University on the Jerry Matthews court. Here it is, the Crusaders and the Hermits set to tip off here for all the marbles in the Cape Atlantic League. St. Augustine, a winner over Ocean City. That was a hard-fought game the other night, Mike, to get to this game. Wildwood Catholic, you would say hard-fought game, but they were able to kind of run away from Pleasantville. We kind of kept commenting. Pleasantville didn't play a bad game. Wildwood Catholic just played a really good game.
The Crusaders just have so much talent, Mike. You're talking about two juniors in Jalil White and Taj Thweet that are bona fide Division I kids. I mean, the offers are pouring in for these guys, and with good reason. I mean, White, a standout point guard / two guard, and, Thweet certainly a big man at the high school level. He'll transition more into a 3 or 4 4 at the college level, but he can step out and knock down the 3 this year too, as we saw in that Pleasantville game. Makes it very difficult to guard this team with those two guys leading the charge, but that's not it for Catholic. I mean, you have a guy like Jacob Hopping who had 18 points the other night. He's still just a junior. Steady point guard in Jake McGonigal, and of course the transfer from Middle Township, Deshaun Lopez. A lot of talent out there for Wildwood Catholic. There's no lack of talent for St. Augustine. Maybe they don't have the Division I kids. There's certainly some guys that can play. Charles Solomon leading the way, the Delaney brothers as well, Matt and Andrew. And I think St. Augustine is going to need some timely outside shooting to stay in this game today and to try to pull off the upset. I'm talking about guys like Cole Vanderslice and Jordan Kendrick banging some threes, and that would certainly help and would certainly go a long way for Paul Rodeo's team.
Maybe Vanderslice needs to be ill. He shot the lights out the other night coming off a little bug at 31, hitting the 3 a bunch. So if they can get some good three-point shooting there, and as Deweese said, they think they have size. St. Augustine has size, but so does Wildwood Catholic, and they think they're more athletic with the big guys inside.
Yeah, I mean, Taj Thweet is going to be the towering presence down low, and really St. Augustine doesn't have anyone that tall to match up, but they do have some big bodies down low. We mentioned Charles Solomon. We mentioned Andrew Delaney. Both of those guys, they can step out, but they like to get their work done on the inside. And both you have to watch in transition as well. There's some bigger bodies, but they like to get up and down the floor. Should be a good pace to this one, and certainly that matchup right there, you're talking about Thweet down low and those two guys for St. Augustine. Really the game is going to center around that.
The Game of the Week produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Wildwood Catholic 63-57 over Atlantic City last year. It was Caleb Fields leading the way with 20. Of course, he is no longer here, but a lot of these guys played in that game. As Coach Deweese said, they had 3 guys that were a part of that game. St. Augustine beat Atlantic City 62-53 back in 2017. Their leading scorer was Austin Kennedy. They've got a whole new group of guys playing in this one. St. Augustine Prep also won in 16 and 15. Wildwood Catholic won in 14. So one of these two teams has won each of the last 5 Cal championships.
It's interesting. Both of these teams, as you just went over there, have a lot of history at this level. Certainly St. Augustine more than Wildwood Catholic, but the Crusaders are the defending champion. But it seems like when both of these teams get here, they're always facing off against Atlantic City in the championship game, right? The Vikings a little bit of a down year this year, not even qualifying for the Cal tournament, although playing much better down the stretch. But anyway, the moral of this story is this is the first time that the Hermits and the Crusaders have squared off in a Cal final. So these two teams have been at the top or near the top of the Cape Atlantic League for years now, but have never really met in this championship game, and that comes today.
Yeah, I actually talked to Gene indirectly today. Get a chance to watch his son play basketball. My girlfriend's son and his son were playing against each other in the EHT Rec League today. So she said, oh, Coach Allen's here. So he was happy not to be in the game. He got a chance to watch his son play. But you know that it does have a different feel when Atlantic City is not here. But now these two teams who have won each of the last 5 will get to face each other for the first time. So that makes it an interesting backdrop here as well. By the way, Saeed Nelson had 27 points in the game in 2015 when they beat Holy Spirit. Jordan Robertson had 25 back in 2014. This has been a game where the star players have really shined. Fields with 20 last year, Kennedy with 20, Nelson with 21, Nelson with 27, Robertson with 25, Deshaun Reynolds 23. Great scoring outputs in this game.
Yeah, it's a game where the stars shine, right? And the venue is outstanding. And, we certainly appreciate all our listeners joining us today and those watching the live stream. And those who are watching the live stream have a better idea. If you've never been here, Championship Saturday at Stockton University for the Cape Atlantic League titles, this doubleheader has really become the marquee event of the entire South Jersey basketball season. I mean, you can argue, obviously, the state playoffs are more important. But, again, if you're watching the live stream or if you're listening on the radio, we'll describe it to you. But this place is packed. It's a big venue here at Stockton University. It's a game, too, where maybe the casual high school basketball fan who doesn't go to a lot of games during the year will come out and see this game. So back to your original point, it's a big stage, and the stars usually shine on that big stage.
The 2 stars standing in the middle, getting ready for the jump 4. Wildwood Catholic, it is Taj Sweet, and 4. St. Augustine Prep, it is Delaney. Andrew Delaney, I should say. Matt Delaney gets the tap, and here we go. We're running in Pomona. And the first 3 is off the mark, rebounded by Jaleel White. Wildwood Catholic dressed in white and blue trim, moving left to right on your radio dial. Navy blue and gray for the Hermits, and a 3 from Delaney gets us started here for St. Augustine Prep. Lopez for Wildwood Catholic hit the three. We're back the other way off of a steal. White, dribble drive, kick to the foul line. McGonigal thought about it and took steps as he kicked it into the corner, and we have a turnover.
Deshaun Lopez knocking down that first three ball there for Wildwood Catholic. And, we saw him bang a couple early threes against Pleasantville to kind of set the table and set the tone in that one. So, again, sort of picking up right where he left off. We're talking about the super sophomore Deshaun Lopez.
3-0 Wildwood Catholic. Lopez hits the three. Kendrick, Solomon, Vanderslice, and the Delaney brothers start for the prep, dressed in blue, moving right to left. McGonigal, White, Lopez, hopping, Thweet, the five on the floor for the Crusaders. Down low, Delaney tipped back out to his brother Matt. Putting the ball on the floor. Delaney backing his way in, trying to get it in. Matt Delaney doubled, and then he loses the ball off of a Wildwood Catholic defender. It'll stay with the Hermits. About 1 minute gone by.
Crusaders had the double team set there along the baseline, and just unlucky for them, weren't able to come up with the basketball there. But looks like Taj Thweet took a shot in the mouth, too, right in front of his own bench. So he's trying to shake that off. But, Catholic coming out man-to-man. They've played a ton of zone defense this year, Mike. But obviously Dave DeWeese likes the matchups in this game. So he has his team coming out man-to-man, and here's a steal.
By Lopez, running into the passing lane. And a reverse layup, no good. Thweet with the putback slam, no good. And the rebound comes out to Jordan Kendrick. Kendrick twisting, turning into the corner. Vanderslice, three, good.
And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Hermits. A hot start for Cole Vanderslice. He's as streaky as they come, but when he's on, he can shoot with the best of them. The senior drops the three for the prep.
Vanderslice knots it up. 3-all. Lopez on the left wing, top of the key. McGonigal back to Lopez. Thweet now catches top of the key, college three, in and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Delaney. Delaney in transition, dribbling, bouncing. Delaney's brother short on the jumper, and the rebound is knocked back in, saved, and the Hermits get the three. Delaney shoots, and the rebound is run down by McGonigal in transition. White up the far sideline. White dribble drive to the foul line, gets it in for Lopez. A Lopez three, good.
And Deshaun Lopez with a little smile for the St. Augustine bench as he buries that one right in front of them. Couple threes from Deshaun.
Vanderslice with the answer attempt. It's long, and the rebound comes down to the Crusaders. They lead 6-3, 5:42 to play, first quarter. McGonigal catches back to White. White backs it up between the circles. Bounce to the left side to McGonigal, who comes to the top of the key. 5:32 to play, first quarter. 6-3 Wildwood Catholic. Hopping catches left of the lane, pull-up jumper, long. Rebound comes down to Vanderslice. Cole Vanderslice in transition. Snap pass up. And Solomon with a left-hand layup, and Charles Solomon's on the board. He's been playing well.
He's so effective in transition. You think of his game and obviously, a big-time post presence, but he can get out and run, and a good feed there from Vanderslice. Better finish there from Charles Solomon.
Lopez left side, defended by Delaney. Up top for Thweet. Gets it tipped away by Vanderslice. Vanderslice bounce pass up. Solomon kicks it off of his foot to Delaney, and then he loses the handle, and George McLean says it'll stay with the Hermits. Wearing blue, moving right to left, 5:53 to play. First quarter, Crusaders 6, Hermits 5. Delaney, bounce pass, ball fake, Vanderslice, kick out, Kendrick, three, too long. White rips down the rebound.
I'm noticing, Mike, we've seen some makes, we've seen some misses, but a lot of these guys drifting behind that college three-point line, so something to keep in mind. I mean, they can gain an extra foot if they step into the white line.
It is a little confusing. There is about an inch separation or 2 inches between the high school line and the college line, and a lot of these guys seemingly are camped behind the college line.
Yeah, that's the black line on the court, so it obviously stands out more, but I'm sure that's something the coaching staffs have gone over with their teams.
Three from McGonigal from the right wing, and he gets that to go from the college line.
Yeah, and that's a big boost. He's not going to give you a ton of points. Obviously, a really steady point guard, but when he's hitting them, look out. Just another element to an already dangerous Catholic team.
Halfway through this first quarter, live video on our website, 973ESPN.com, and our mobile app. If you download the app, you can watch the game live as Solomon spins to the middle of the paint, and he's fouled en route. Kevin Foreman will enter the game for the prep. Charles Solomon, first free throw. The lefty is short, and Foreman in for Kendrick here.
Foreman gave him a big boost the other night off of the bench in that win over Ocean City. I think he just finished with 5 points, but he had a couple timely buckets in that one, certainly when the Prep was struggling early on.
Second free throw long, snap rebound, Thweet. And a steal right there by Foreman just into the game, and he gets a layup. And Foreman gives the team a little boost, and it's 9-7, Crusaders lead.
He's an energy guy. That's why they bring him off the bench. He provides that spark.
Near steal by Vanderslice, but the Crusaders keep it. McGonigal to Thweet, who goes baseline. He loses the handle, and it's picked up by Vanderslice, who runs into Thweet, and we got a foul called.
That's a heady play by Vanderslice and really not a great play by Thweet. I mean, he's a guy that needs to stay on the floor in this one. That's his second foul, and he picks it up 75 feet from the basket.
Yeah, and he got into a little foul trouble the other night, Mike. They had to sit him in the fourth quarter. But 2 fouls early in this first, and we know there is a little bit of a drop-off on the Crusader bench.
Yeah, they have some guys they can bring off the bench, but they're just guards. I mean, guys like Ben Church and, Zarfati, and those guys aren't going to man the middle. So, foul trouble for Thweet is magnified.
Delaney in the corner, top of the key. Vanderslice straight on, short, rebound tipped out, and Vanderslice off of his keister picks it up. Delaney on the right wing, back up top. Vanderslice again for 3. That's too long. Rebound Foreman. Kick out Delaney. Delaney for 3, and that goes. You give them 3. They finally get the bucket and the 3 points, and the Hermits lead it 10-9 with 3:07 left to play in the first quarter.
This game brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team every week. Vic Subs, pick up, delivery, or eat in on Ohio Avenue in Absecon. Call them at 609-645-0500. Make it a Vic Sub. That's Vic's Sub Shop. Next Level Greats Football Club, often known as NLG to the players, is one of the top football development organizations in New Jersey. Started in 2013, has helped roughly 128 players earn scholarships to college. The goal of the program is to help young athletes change their lives by using football as a vehicle for success. NLG stresses high academics for all of its athletes because the better your academics, the better chance of earning a scholarship, whether academic or athletic. Young athletes can register at nextlevelgrades.com.
All right, they get a 3. Paul Rodeo wanted a timeout. What did he have to say?
He said, listen, our game plan is to get it inside, guys. We're not discounting those threes, but we want to get it inside. Also, one thing, Mike, as you saw, when Lopez hit that last 3, Coach Rodeo very upset as Lopez kind of came by and taunted him a little bit and complained to the officials.
10-9 Hermit. That's Tony Blum with that update. They hit the 3. They got 3 chances, a lot of offensive rebounds, and they have a 1-point lead. Crusaders with the ball, trailing by 1.
And those rebounds coming with Thweet on the bench, so already that's a factor.
6 boards for Wildwood Catholic, 6 for St. Augustine Prep. McGonigal thought about a 3 as he caught out on the perimeter. White, dribble drive, takes a couple steps, and he throws up a shot, and we got a travel. Could have been a charge, could have been a travel. They spared him the foul.
Yeah, they did. Fortunately for Wildwood Catholic, not an offensive foul against Jalil White, but, probably the right call there. There was a lot of traffic in the middle, and, he had to take that sort of extra jump step to try and get his shot off down there.
Delaney checks out of the game for the first time in for St. Augustine. Will be Nick Leo. Into the corner. Delaney up top. Vanderslice moving the ball at the top of the key. Foreman back to Cole Vanderslice. 2:25 to play in the first. Bounce pass into the corner. Foreman brings it to the top. Cross court pass. Delaney for 3.
Andrew Delaney fired up. He's a guy, as we mentioned off the top, he can stroke it for the outside. He's known more of a slasher and a mid-range guy, but a couple of 3s early on in this one.
Yeah, Mike, that game in January got away from St. Augustine early.
It did. So obviously mission accomplished here, hanging right there early on in this one.
Long 3 from Lopez with an answer. Delaney thought about a 3 on the return. Out to Solomon. Foreman spins. The ball is batted away by McGonigal. McGonigal on the floor. We're going to get a foul on Andrew Delaney. Delaney shooting the 3 early, giving him a spark.
Yeah, no doubt, but how tough is Jake McGonigal? I mean, that's a play where if he doesn't dive and sacrifice his body, there's no way that the Crusaders are coming up with that basketball, but he doesn't mind getting dirty, getting on the floor, and coming up with the turnover.
13-12, Prep leads over Wildwood Catholic, who has the ball. 1:38 left to play first quarter. Hopping into the corner from McGonigal. McGonigal puts it on the floor with a left-hand dribble. Baseline. Cross court to Lopez. Lopez dribbles it off his foot, and Delaney comes up with it. And we got a foul as Lopez kind of puts his hands in his head and realizes, man, what did I do there? He dribbled it off his foot.
Just didn't see the ball into your hands, right? How often do they talk about that on Sundays in the NFL? You know, trying to do too much before you make the catch. But not a bad foul there, too, because St. Augustine would have been out in transition. So in diving for that loose ball, Deshaun Lopez commits the foul, but probably a heady play in the end.
Ben Church into the game for St. Augustine to replace Thweet, by the way, for the first time. Delaney, bounce pass down low. Solomon, Kendrick, extra pass to Foreman. Foreman, dribble drive, loses the handle, stolen away by Lopez. Here comes McGonigal. McGonigal over to White, back to McGonigal, and he's going to slow it back up. White now in the corner. White throws up a wild shot from the right of the lane, and the rebound comes down to Foreman. Foreman crosses the timeline. 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 13-12, Hermits lead with the ball, and it looks like they're going to hold for one.
And Catholic into a zone look now on defense with Thweet on the bench, so we'll see if they try to come out and rush the prep or allow the Hermits to hold for that final shot.
Kendrick and Delaney playing catch in the backcourt. Live video on our website, 973ESPN.com, along with the mobile app. Download the mobile app, and you can watch the game on your phone in the Apple Store or Google Play. Kendrick between the circles. Belt high dribble. 19 seconds. They've killed off about 40 seconds now on this clock. Down to 10 seconds. Kendrick, they want to go, and a poke by White.
Paul Rodeo imploring his team to set up the play, and probably, his team getting going a little bit later than he'd like. But still 7.6 on the clock, so still plenty of time for St. Augustine to try to get a shot off here.
Well, they killed about 45 seconds there, so they'll get one shot. 7.6. There's the inbound. Vanderslice catches. 6 seconds. Vanderslice over to Foreman. 3 seconds. Foreman chucks up a three. Front of the rim, no good. And that's how we're going to end the first quarter of play with the score. The Hermits 13, the Crusaders 12. It's the Cal Finals on 97.3 ESPN.
The Sacco family has been feeding South Jersey for nearly 50 years at Sacco Subs, serving the biggest and best subs, sandwiches, party trays, and Italian food in the area. Sacco Subs is open at 11 every morning, 926 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City until 8 Thursday through Saturday, and until 7 the rest of the week. Every Thursday, it's a pizza party with special savings and great food. Phone Sacco Subs at 609-525-0460. Make Sacco Subs part of your entertaining. If you're planning a party and want to make it special, get It's a Rodeo. Custom on-site catering involved. Rodeo Catering has provided a wide variety of food and drink to gatherings all over New Jersey, from birthday parties to wedding receptions to spectacular tailgating at major sporting events. When you plan your next event, make your first call to John Rodeo at 609-839-6209. You set the date, they bring the party. It's a Rodeo. Custom catering. Email them at itsarodeo@gmail.com.
Dave DeWeese's team trails by one. Let's see what Coach DeWeese had to say in the Wildwood Catholic huddle.
Didn't feel they were being patient on offense, Mike, and not executed on offense as well. He said they're playing a triangle and two. Listen, we can just run our offense against that, no problem. So not really happy with the way they're executing on offense.
All right, Tony, start the second quarter. 13-12, Prep leads. They'll have the ball. By the way, Sixers at half, trailing Portland 59-56. We will give you updates on that throughout the day. We will have the Flyers Stadium Series game tonight. By the way, it'll be the Crusaders now getting the ball to start the second quarter.
A little confusion on the possession arrow. The officials have sorted it out here. And Taj Thweet back on the floor, Mike, to start the second quarter with those two fouls. But Dave DeWeese knows how important his presence is down there.
Dan McGinnis, George McLean, making sure order is restored on the floor. Thweet back into the game, as Mike mentioned, has the ball at the top of the key, gives it off to McGonigal. McGonigal right of the lane. McGonigal, left-hand dribble. McGonigal up to White. White to Lopez. Lopez goes baseline. Lopez with a no-look flick pass to McGonigal. McGonigal loses the handle, and here come the Hermits out in transition. Solomon catches with a baseball pass from Vanderslice. He misses the layup, and the rebound comes down to McGonigal, and he is tangled up, and we got a foul. And we got one calling a jump ball. It looked like one had a foul, but they're going to award it the jump ball here, and that arrow is going to face St. Augustine.
I think that's the right call. It did look like a tie-up, and then certainly there was a St. Augustine player that came around the back of McGonigal Check that. Let's see. They're going to go with the foul, as Paul Rodeo pleads his case, but in the end, they're going to go with the foul. So the foul goes against the prep.
Yeah, it looked like there was a jump ball sign, as that's what Paul Rodeo was saying. You went like this, he went like that. It looked like they were going to go jump ball, and then we're going to get the foul called. And who was that foul? Looks like it was going to be on Solomon.
Yeah, just his first, so no trouble immediately there, but frustrating sequence there if you're a Hermits fan.
So it will be the Crusaders with the ball. 7:30 left to play, second quarter. 13-12. St. Augustine with the lead. A little half-court pressure here by St. Augustine. A little 2-1-2. McGonigal trying to dribble through. He does to the timeline. Crosses to the top of the key. Leaves it off for White. McGonigal now catches it back. Over to Thweet. Thweet, dribble drive. Kicked into the corner. McGonigal three ball. Strong, too strong. Rebound comes down to Delaney. Matt Delaney out to Vanderslice. Here comes Vanderslice. Vanderslice with left-hand dribble. And he just kind of throws it into the paint, turns it over. Baseball pass to White. White turns it over, and it's over to Delaney. Delaney now, helter-skelter, frantic pace. Vanderslice, three!
That'll atone for the last mistake. Vanderslice out of control down the floor the last time down, but certainly settled there as he bangs the three.
16-12, Hermits lead. White in the corner. Lopez, top of the key. McGonigal. White stared down by Solomon. Solomon spinning. White shot short. Rebound. White gets his own. Puts it back. And a strong layup is good.
Outstanding individual effort there from Jalil White. His first two of the game. And he said it was about time I get in that scoring column.
Vanderslice and Kendrick. Kendrick for three. Rattles in and out. No good. The rebound is fought on the floor by Solomon. Solomon puts it back up and he's fouled as Charles Solomon gets back to the line.
Second foul there on Lopez. So again, he has two. Thweet has two. Those two both had a chance to grab that defensive rebound, Mike, but they kind of canceled each other out down there. And in the end, Solomon was able to come up with the loose basketball.
Solomon at the line is 0 for 2. He's got 2 points. And the lefty stroke is strong. 16-14. Zerfati enters for the first time for Deshaun Lopez. Second shot from Solomon coming, and that one doesn't go. Thweet rips it off. 0 for 4 from the stripe for Charles Solomon. A 2-point prep lead. Half-court trap by the prep. And there's the trap. They get out of it. McGonigal, now they restart the offense as the prep backs up. Zarfati on the right wing. Taj Sweet, top of the key. McGonigal catches, now White. White puts it on the floor. Into the circle, left of the lane, layup blocked away by Solomon. The rebound's fought for on the floor, and Zarfati comes out with it. Now McGonigal spins out to Hopping. Hopping with a long three, and it's strong. Rebound Delaney, and he tips it off to Solomon. Solomon in transition. Here come the Hermits. Bounce past Vanderslice. Ball fake. Cross court, into the corner. One extra pass, down low to Delaney. Delaney with an up and under, and he is called for steps in the paint.
That's a pivotal call there. It was a delayed call, too. You were wondering if that was going to be number 3 on Thweet, but he certainly had good defensive position. They get Delaney for the travel.
And a timeout taken on the game of the week, produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Hermits 16, Crusaders 14. It's the Cal Finals on 97.3.
Need a sign? You need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie uses Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs to create signs for real estate and other businesses. They do construction site signs and window lettering for your business. They can also provide the lettering for your van, truck, car, or boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891 and Cape Signs at 856-506-0610. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows. They can supply whatever lettering you need at Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs.
Tony Blum, what do you got?
Coach Rodeo wants Charles Solomon to get more involved in the offense, wants him to move more, and that was his emphasis on that timeout.
They lead 16-14. So far, good game plan by the Hermits here. And they've hit a bunch of threes as well to kind of give them a 2-point lead, Mike. They are 4 of 12 from three-point range. Wildwood Catholic 4 for 7. They're shooting well, too.
Yeah, just even more than the numbers, it's the confidence to be able to hang right in this game early and have the lead after you were blown out on your home court against this very same team about a month ago.
White, foul line, jumper, good. And that's a tough shot by Jaleel White.
And a good sign for Dave DeWeese and his team as White starts to heat up here in the second quarter. Now has 4 points after going scoreless in the opening stanza.
Vanderslice dribbles at the top of the key between the circles. 2-3 zone by the Crusaders. And Zarfati gets a hand in a steal. Hands it off for White. White coast to coast, and White's going to go with the layup. Oh, too strong. Rebound, Thweet, and he gets it to go. As Kendrick, the smallest guy on the floor, playing a little nat roll there.
Yeah, he made it difficult for White, but give Thweet a ton of credit there. He could have easily given up and assumed his teammate was going to finish, but he followed.
Solomon with an answer, and we're all tied at 18. So the Crusaders had a short lead, and we're tied up.
Good pace to this one. These two teams, you know, I thought the final score of that first matchup surprised me. I thought these teams were matched up a little bit better. So we're seeing that so far here in this Cal final today.
Yeah, that first game, it was 71-44 back in January as the Prep gets a steal, Mike, and then they outlet pass and a foul. They thought it might have been an intentional foul as Kendrick was going to the basket and Zarfati just kind of grabbed him.
Yeah, I think it might have been McGonigal down there, but either way, you know, it was a situation where there was certainly no play made on the ball, but, you know, it wasn't egregious at the same time, too, if that makes sense. So just a common foul whistled there.
They'll inbound the ball underneath their own basket. 67-44 was that game back in January. Wildwood Catholic beat St. Augustine. In the paint, leaving it down low for Nick Leo, who's just into the game, and he loses the handle, goes out of bounds, and Wildwood Catholic will get it back halfway through this second quarter. 18-18 is our score. Prep now really showing the pressure, making Wildwood Catholic work to get it up the floor. They throw a pass errantly, but Thweet was there, and he gets a layup.
Solomon trying to draw the charge there. Again, it was one of those bang-bang plays. Could have been his third, but they let him play, and Thweet able to finish.
Yeah, Mike, they just threw that ball wildly. Thweet just happened to be down there. Leo, bounce pass, nearly stolen away. Jackson in the game for the first time. Cross court Delaney. Delaney ball fake. Delaney with a little jumper, and he kind of changed his decision in midair, and Jackson was there and just shot puts it up and gets it to go.
Yeah, Marco Jackson, he's just a freshman, but, you know, just tremendous size down there, especially as a true point guard. So, you know, he gets some run in this game, and he already makes an impact.
Baseline, Thweet, two-hand stuff.
And that's
an answer.
Vintage Taj Thweet, right? We've seen him step out and bang the three, but when you think Thweet, you think slams like that.
The two-hand baseline jam has become a staple for Taj. Sweet gives him a 2-point lead. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Jackson to Delaney in the corner. Down low in the post, and the ball is ripped away, and we got steps on Nick Leo.
And again, it's a play where Thweet's involved, and he's not holding back at all. I mean, he's been involved in some physical plays down there, even with the 2 fouls in the first half, and, you know, give him a ton of credit. He's been able to play with those 2 and stay on the floor.
Delaney back in for Leo. McGonigal catches the inbounds pass, gets into the corner for Thweet. Thweet thinks about a 3. Now he pops it off, and it's short. The rebound comes down to Charles Solomon. Solomon in transition. Solomon left of the lane. Solomon, and he leaves it off for Jackson, and Jackson is fouled.
And that will be number 3 on Thweet there, as he was caught up in the air as Marco Jackson was trying to go up. So we'll see. I would think that Dave DeWeese would have to put him on the bench here with 3 in the first half.
Vanderslice set to come in, as is Lopez. 16 fouls now for the Crusaders. Jackson at the free throw line. Got really quiet. You think the Wildwood Catholic people wouldn't oblige to that?
No, he took that extra little pump fake at the free throw line there, but whatever works. Some confusion as to who Cole Vanderslice is supposed to be checking in for, but he'll get Jackson if he makes this.
And Jackson does, and now Jackson will come out. Jackson, short run's been pretty impressive in the times that we've seen him.
Yeah, big smile as he runs off the court. Why not, right? For the freshman, 4 points in some limited time, and that's got to feel good for him.
22-22, we're all tied up. 2:35 left to play here in the half. Trapping Zarfati. Hopping, ball fake, left wing, back up to White. White top of the key, stared down by Kevin Foreman. Prep kind of backing into a man-to-man style here and using the glass runner from White.
Yeah, good play by him. He sensed the mismatch there. Foreman obviously undersized and White took advantage, was able to get to a spot and bank it in.
2 minutes to play in the half. Vanderslice at the top of the key. Swings it over to Delaney. Bounce pass down low on the block. Cross court. Vanderslice. Bounce pass, and it's kicked away. They're imploring, hey, you got the three. Take the three. Forget the bounce pass. What year is this?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a new game.
Vanderslice is a guy who has that green light whenever he catches, and that's what he does here.
Catches and shoots for three. He says, fine, you want me to shoot it? I'll do it.
Is that why Paul Rodeo has over 900 wins? Maybe.
2019, we want threes. Tipped up, Zarfati catches. Bounce pass to Lopez. Lopez cross court to White, far sideline. Over on the Jerry Matthews logo. A long two for White, back of the iron, no good. And about a 17-footer. That in today's game would be noted as a poor shot selection.
Yeah, I mean, again, he has the size advantage, White does. So I think if you're Dave DeWeese, you don't mind him taking that shot. But you're right. I mean, these days it's either everything going to the bucket or back behind that arc for three.
Vanderslice, Foreman, bounce pass to Delaney. Delaney with the ball high over his head, over to his brother. And a three, blocked away. Vanderslice loses the handle. McGonigal, a layup, blocked away, pinned to the backboard by Foreman, but Hopping was there, hustling to pick up the loose change.
Couple things there. Great hustle there by Foreman as McGonigal let off the gas a little bit right when he shouldn't have. But again, that's the first two for Hopping. So he's struggled so far, sometimes for a shooter, and Hopping is a great one. Sometimes all it takes is watching that ball go through one. So something to keep an eye on there.
40 seconds, and Vanderslice throws a cross-court pass to Delaney, and Delaney doesn't catch it, and it goes out of bounds.
Can't believe Paul Rodeo still has the tie on at this point. He's been yelling so much. Usually that thing's off and thrown to one of his student managers.
30 seconds for the Crusaders. They lead by one, and you look up at the scoreboard, you feel like the prep has maybe played the perfect game for them almost, and yet they're still down here. Crusaders, kick out, Hopping, thought about a three, and then kind of looked at the clock and says, all right, let's get a better shot. 20 seconds to go here in this half. 26-25, Crusaders lead by one. Crusaders dressed in white with blue trim with the ball moving left to right. White, double team, 7 seconds, bounce pass. Zarfati thinks about a three, fires one up, way long. Lopez with the rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds. The horn sounds, and that's how we'll end this first half of play. 26-25, Wildwood Catholic in the lead at halftime here in the Cape Atlantic League Boys Final, Mike. And we just mentioned St. Augustine seemingly, you would think if I said who's winning this game, you would say St. Augustine probably, they're down by one.
Yeah, that's how balanced Wildwood Catholic is. Give the Hermits a ton of credit. They were able to bang some threes early on. And then also in the second quarter there, Cole Vanderslice with 9 points. Andrew Delaney has 6, and a lot of threes coming from those two guys. But again, White stepping up, Jalil White for Wildwood Catholic in that second quarter. And Thweedy did pick up the third foul, but he was able to play quite a bit with the two in that second quarter. He was effective offensively and defensively. Just so much balance for Wildwood Catholic. And obviously, it's a team that can take a solid punch, and St. Augustine threw that punch and still be there standing. And obviously the 1 point lead here at the half for Catholic.
We'll get you the stats. ESPN and on our website 973ESPN.com. Get you a quick update on the Sixers. They trail by 10 to Portland, 70-60 in the third quarter, and we'll keep you up to date on that one throughout. Ocean City girls, they are champions today. Who will win this one? Come back and join us for the second half right here on 97.3 ESPN.
at 2.
All right, welcome back here to Big Blue on the campus of Stockton University. Mike Gill, Mike Frankel, Tony Blum. We are set to bring you the second half of the game as the Crusaders of Wildwood Catholic leading the Hermits of St. Augustine Prep 26-25. And it's been a good first half so far. A lot of up and down, some three-point shooting, and it should set up for a good second half here. Mike, is Lopez leading the way for the Prep with 9 points. Deshaun Lopez, 3 for 3 from three-point range. And Cole Vanderslice, 9 points, 3 for 7 from three-point range. The three ball has been a big factor in this game.
Yeah, the stats really almost identical. I mean, you look at the teams, and it's a one-point game up on the scoreboard, and the reason why is because so many of these stats are so close. Field goal percentage, St. Augustine shooting at a 41% clip, and Wildwood Catholic almost identical, just under 41%. You know, three-point percentage, 5 for 14 for St. Augustine, 4 for 9 for Wildwood Catholic, so 35% for the Prep, 44 for Wildwood Catholic. 10 turnovers for the Prep, 8 for Wildwood Catholic. You know, the rebounding numbers are similar. The Hermits have 16, Catholic has 14. What does all that mean? It's been a very close game, very entertaining game, and, you know, St. Augustine getting the better of Wildwood Catholic early on. The Crusaders surging right back into it in that second quarter and able to take a one-point lead into the locker rooms.
Yeah, Mike, and you look at the stats again, it's 9 points for Lopez, 6 for Taj Sweet, as that duo there. Jaleel White was 6 as well. On the other side, it was 9 points for Vanderslice, 6 for Andrew Delaney. He hit a couple of threes early on in the game as well. But one number that really kind of sticks out in this game so far, if you think about it, is the field goal percentage. St. Augustine Prep just getting more shots. You know, they put up the 25, Wildwood Catholic is getting more shots, more efficient, 27 shots, 22 shots, but 14 threes for St. Augustine, only 9 3 attempts for Wildwood Catholic. So that's really been the big difference is Wildwood Catholic just saying, or St. Augustine Prep just saying, I'm going to bombs away on you here.
Yeah, they're more apt to take those threes, you're right, and a lot of times it's Vanderslice gunning, and he's 3 for 7 overall, and he's 3 for 7 from 3. So 7 threes is a lot to take in a half, but when you're a guy like that and Vanderslice who can drill them, Paul Rodeo's not going to mind, and he's hit 3 of them to lead the team with 9. I think St. Augustine needs to get Charles Solomon going a little bit more. You know, he has 4 points. He's 0 for 4 from the free throw line, so he wasn't able to help himself there. He's been up and down the floor. He's been in on so much of the action, but in the scoring column, St. Augustine needs 18, 20 points from a guy like Solomon to win a game like this. So I think if you're Paul Rodeo at halftime, you like the three-point shooting percentage. I think you need to try to drill it inside to Solomon a little bit more and try to establish him. Again, easier said than done when he's going up against Thweet down there.
Rebounds about the same, too. Prep 16, Wildwood Catholic 14. We are back and running here as the second half. 26-25. Crusaders lead the Hermits. They have the ball, and they try to go to Solomon on the opening possession, and it is knocked away. Crusaders come up with it. Thweet loses the handle. We got a turnover right away, so back-to-back turnovers.
Yeah, sloppy play coming out of the half here as teams exchange turnovers. You know, as we mentioned, they both had a handful in that first half. St. Augustine with 10, Wildwood Catholic with 8. But it hasn't felt like a sloppy game. It's been a game of runs, and both teams playing well defensively, too. A relatively low-scoring game when you talk about these two teams.
High post, Solomon, and he goes up with one dribble and in.
Almost like I was in that St. Augustine locker room, right, Mike? I swear I wasn't. I was doing other work here at halftime. But, yeah, that's exactly, I think, what the Hermits wanted to do starting out, establish Solomon down low, and already it pays off, and Hermits right back on top.
Deep corner, Lopez up to Thweet. Back to McGonigal. White catches at the top of the key. One dribble, bounce pass to Hopping. Baseline McGonigal. McGonigal cross court. Lopez puts it on the floor. Spins in the paint, loses the handle, and he walked.
Good defense there by Andrew Delaney, able to get position down low, force Lopez to try and make a difficult move there, and Lopez was not able to pull it off.
Starters back on the floor for both squads as we start this second half. Prep with the ball. Vanderslice. Long three, front rim no good. Rebound run down by Kendrick, and they get another possession right down to Solomon. Solomon spin move, baseline, and it's too strong, but Delaney's there, and Delaney just throws up a shot in the middle of 4 Crusaders and gets that to fall.
Matt Delaney, another big body down low, and I think that's another part of establishing the low post game. Yeah, Solomon is their leading scorer, but Matt Delaney can score buckets and bunches as well, and he's fired up after that make.
Hopping, top of the key, right wing. Screen. Kendrick hits the deck. Lopez, ball fake, goes streaking to the basket. Too strong. Thweet can't get the rebound. He hits the deck, and we got a foul.
Yeah, we'll see who that one goes against is Solomon and Delaney. We're battling Thweet down there. And it'll go against Solomon, so his second. But I think Thweet was a little bit off balance down there, and probably as a result of taking some contact from the back.
29-26, Hermits lead. 3-ball hopping from the left wing. Connects.
And we talked about what adjustments did the Hermits need to make. Well, what adjustments did Wildwood Catholic need to make? Just 2 points at the half for Jacob Hopping, so already they find him behind the arc.
Tipped up, nearly lost, and now we got a steal. White behind his back in transition, tips it to himself, and a one-hand stuff.
Are you kidding me with that jam, Mike Gill? He was out of control. He lost the basketball. Hopping almost picked it up. White able to grab it and one.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, he took off from, you don't want to say the free throw line, but it was pretty close. And he had Thweet on the other side, so you weren't sure if he was going to try and dish it. And obviously the St. Augustine defender down there too, but he just powers through everyone.
And gets a free throw. So Jaleel White, the three-point play. They lead 32-29. Hermits with the ball. Right wing Delaney. Up top for Kendrick. Kendrick dribble drive. Leaving it for Delaney, and he loses the handle. Too much mustard on the pass. Here comes Lopez. Lopez, kick out. Hopping. Three. In and out, no good. Rebound, run down by Kendrick. And the Hermits have the ball, 32-29, and Paul Rodeo wants a timeout. He sees this game. If that three would have gone down, you would have had an eruption in here. And Paul Rodeo sensed it. He calls timeout. 32-29, Crusaders over the Hermits. 5:29 to play, third quarter.
If you live in Cape May County and you're having problems with an appliance, your next call should be to Ulmer's Appliance Service. Dryers, refrigerators, ranges, washers, dishwashers, disposals, you name it, Ulmer's can repair it, and they service most major brands. Ulmer's Appliance Service has offices in Ocean City, Wildwood, Seaville, and Sea Isle City, so there's one close to you. Call them at 609-399-4398 for more information. Ulmer's Appliance Service. Shoppies, even better online. You've probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shoppy.com you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppies also has a complete line of unique gifts. Remember, you are not presenting the finest trophy unless you are presenting a Shoppy trophy. Call them at 609-653-1684 for Shoppies since 1921.
And Paul Rodeo wanted that timeout, Tony. What did he want to tell his team?
Coach Rodeo feels that this is a very critical point in the game. They're looking to go on their run. They've got to be smart. Charles Solomon can't be turning the ball over inside. They can't be doing that down the stretch.
32-29, Crusaders lead. Prep out of the timeout. See what they draw up out of the timeout. Kendrick swinging to Vanderslice. Vanderslice puts it on the floor, gets it down in the paint to Solomon, and it's blocked from the backside by Hopping. Boy, it's a nice look by Vanderslice.
It really was, and obviously a standout player on the baseball diamond as well. Pitcher and sort of has that vision, but great help defense there by Jake Hopping too, sensing that his big fella Thweet was in trouble down low. He comes over and rejects it from behind.
Inbounds. 5:11 to play here in the third. Vanderslice, top of the key, back to Kendrick. Kendrick on the left wing, backs it out, gives it to Vanderslice, over to Delaney. Delaney on the right wing, tries to force it into the paint, and Dan McGinnis says there's a foul.
And again, talking about trying to, you said force it, and you're right. I mean, that time it was a little bit of a force, but either way, they're trying to work the ball into the paint, get Solomon some touches, get Matt Delaney some touches, and then if they want to, go inside out.
Vanderslice bounce pass to Delaney, down on the block, and it looked like Delaney lost the handle. One extra pass.
Yeah, just not great spacing that time, too, and the bounce pass was just misjudged. It bounced a little too close to Matt and wasn't able to gather it on the back end.
Jaleel White brings it across the timeline. Over to McGonigal. 32-29, Crusaders lead. Back to Thweet. Thweet kicks it into the corner from McGonigal. McGonigal left of the lane. Kick out for Lopez. Lopez ball fake. Lopez ball on the floor and finds Thweet down in the post, and then Delaney's down and gives him a shove and a foul.
We talked about the great pass from Vanderslice. That was equally as good from Deshaun Lopez. Almost a little no-look pocket pass to Thweet down there, and he's fouled on the way up.
4:35 to play in the third. Crusaders in the lead, 32-29, Thweet at the line. And first one is good. A couple of fresh bodies into the game for the Hermits. Kevin Foreman and also John Horner, I believe, making his first entry into the game.
Horner's a guy, too, that has some size, but also has a nice touch from outside the arc. And a little surprising he didn't play in that first half, but Paul Rodeo trying to get a boost from the deeper parts of his bench here in the third quarter.
Second free throw is good by Thweet. He extends the lead up to 5. Foreman in some trouble, gets it to Solomon. Solomon's going to take it all the way to the basket himself. Thweet was there to meet him. The layup comes up short, and then Thweet gets the rebound, and he throws it to Foreman, who steals it. And the entry pass by Horner to Solomon is stolen away, and Hopping goes coast to coast with a layup, and Paul Rodeo wants a timeout as his Hermits have struggled to score in this third quarter, and all of a sudden the Crusaders lead it by 7, 36-29 on 97.3.
Since 1981, the Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care at Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, right next to CVS Pharmacy. There is also Car Caress 2 at 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora, behind ShopRite. At Car Caress, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both the interior and exterior. They also have an automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City. Phone for an appointment at 609-398-8482. They also offer free pickup and delivery. Car Caress, something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget.
St. Augustine trailing 36-29, calling timeout. They trail this quarter 10-4 with 4:07 to play in the third quarter. And Wildwood Catholic showing a trap now. A 1-2-2. Prep beats it. Solomon left of the lane. Kick out for Horner. Horner, baseline. Horner, right hand floater.
He almost had no other option. He was cut off trying to pass the ball back to the top of the key, and the lane kind of opened up for him to drive baseline, so Horner gets in on the act, and a much-needed bucket there for St. Augustine.
5-point lead for the Crusaders with the ball. Moving right to left, wearing white and blue. Hopping, dribble drive, strong take by Jacob Hopping.
Back-to-back buckets on the offensive end for Jacob Hopping, who had a quiet first half, but he's asserted himself here in the third.
Foreman is trapped. He gets through it to Delaney. Now Delaney is fouled as McGonigal came in a little aggressive.
Yeah, McGonigal, again, not afraid to mix it up in there, dive in for those loose balls, and Delaney steps over him on the ground, getting up to make sure that McGonigal knows that Delaney came to play too.
McGonigal looks like he might be the nicest kid in the world.
Yeah, he's no choir boy, though, not on the basketball court.
He just has that look about him of, hey, man, he just got stepped on by Delaney and almost had no reaction.
He just fits the role so well. Again, he's not going to score a ton, but he just, you want to talk about steady point guards, he's absolutely one.
Horner, catch, shoot, three, bang! Hits nothing but net pure.
Paul Rodeo pushing the right button there as Horner pops off of the bench and gives the Hermits a quick 5.
Cuts it to a 4-point lead. Crusaders up 38-34. 2:50 to play with the ball. Third quarter. McGonigal kicks out. Lopez thought about a three. Lopez dribble drive. Lopez, and ball's on the floor, and we got a blocking foul in the paint. Ooh.
Yeah, Andrew Delaney's got to be careful there. He certainly didn't like that call as Lopez was slicing across the lane right to left. And, whether or not Andrew had position, it was sort of an awkward angle to try and take a charge at.
Yeah, and if you're watching the video, you saw that he kind of gave the official kind of like a, hey, you don't know what you're talking about with that call. And I know George McLean not going to take that.
George must have got some good sleep last night. Usually that would be a quick tee.
Lopez, left of the lane. Lopez tries an extra pass. Mike, he kind of looked like he wanted to shoot that, then realized he had a bad angle and then just kind of threw it.
And now a discrepancy as to who this basketball belongs to, as Vanderslice pops back in, but it looks like it'll stay with Catholic.
So Delaney pops out. 3 fouls on Delaney. That's why he's taking the seat. Inbounds pass. Gets it to Lopez. Lopez uses the screen. Cross court to White. White between the legs, shake and bake, slips to the ground. Now he just throws to Hopping, but he slid first, and we got a travel call.
Just trying to do too much right there. Jalil White is right in front of the Wildwood Catholic bench, and Dave DeWeese not thrilled about that. But, this has been a little bit of a run that St. Augustine needed, calling that timeout, slipping down by 7. They get a couple buckets from Horner, and right back within 4, a chance to cut into the deficit even more.
St. Augustine crosses the timeline. Vanderslice catches, goes to Solomon on the baseline. Solomon throws up the shot too strong, and the rebound is still on the floor. And we've got St. Augustine. No, we got the Crusaders going to come up with it now. The two officials are going to come together.
We got about 100 officials right in this little corner with us here, Mike.
They're all wearing navy blue.
And it looks like the call will go their way.
The two officials got together, made the change.
Dave DeWeese helpless on the other side of the court as he wasn't in the middle of that action, pleading his case, and to no avail.
Delaney with the 3 fouls is going to come back in.
Little offense-defense here, not a bad move.
It's Andrew Delaney replacing Matt Delaney. Vanderslice inbounds over to Foreman. Foreman with the belt high dribble. The left hand changes to the right over to Vanderslice. Vanderslice on the right wing up top to Foreman. Foreman thinks about a 3. Now he fires one up back of the iron. No good. Rebound Hopping. And Vanderslice slides in, saves it, and then Hopping runs into the passing lane. What a play by Vanderslice. But Hopping is going to be coast to coast. He gets his shot blocked, and here comes Foreman. 2-on-1. Foreman all the way. Foreman with a little scoop shot and gets it to go.
Outstanding hustle from Vanderslice. Obviously not able to come up with it, but back the other way. He was drifting to the corner. Foreman says, I don't need the pass. I'm taking this one myself.
38-36. 1:30 to play in the third quarter. 2-point game. Hermits trailing Wildwood Catholic, who has the ball. McGonigal, elbow jumper. McGonigal strong. Rebound Delaney. And now we got to travel on Foreman, who ended up with that ball on the floor.
Yeah, there were multiple Hermits in there, and again, kind of canceling each other out, right? If only one's down there, that's probably an easy defensive rebound, but just too many hands going for that basketball.
Inbound, Lopez, wide open 3, too strong. Thweet with the rebound, Thweet with a jam.
And he had to be so careful not to get the over-the-back call, Mike, but he didn't initiate any contact. He just goes simply over the top of the player and comes up with that ball and stuffs it.
Vanderslice, corner, 3, Delaney, bang. Wow, that was pure.
That's why you need him out there. He's just such a threat inside, outside. They stuck him on the bench defensively, but keeping him in right now.
1-point game, Crusaders with the lead and the ball with 45 seconds left to play in the third. Hopping right wing. McGonigal up top for Thweet. Thweet working on Horner, goes by him. Uses the body, a shot, but we got a foul first.
Delaney has to be super careful now because that's his 4th, and again with that hand motion at the official, a T, and that would be it. So yeah, I mean, St. Augustine wanting a charge there against Taj Thweet, but again, Delaney again had position, but it's just sort of the angle that he's trying to take that charge at, and maybe sliding a little bit at the last second.
Yeah, Thweet kind of lowered himself and then tried to use that for separation. It's a tough spot right there.
The old block charge call. We all love it, right?
It's a tough one. Thweet now working on Delaney, and Delaney kind of poked it away, and then neither one of them knew where the ball went, and it ends up going out of bounds off of Delaney, who got a hand in there.
Yeah, Matt Delaney, and if you're Thweet, you're thinking, man, I just sent one of you guys to the bench with foul trouble, now I get another Delaney in my way.
Hopping catches the inbound up top for Jaleel White. White stared down by Solomon. White right of the lane. Kick out. Lopez wide open. 3, too strong. Delaney can't get the rebound, but Horner grabs it. And Horner outlets here to Foreman. Foreman right of the lane. Foreman. 4 seconds. Foreman. Horner 3. And it's short. And the rebound comes down to McGonigal. And we're going to end this third quarter with a 1-point game. Wildwood Catholic 40. St. Augustine Prep 39. We've got 8 minutes to figure it out.
The Storage Inn, a family-owned business, started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 9th Street and West Avenue in Ocean City. The Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all of your storage needs, both personal and commercial. The Storage Inn is open 7 days a week with 24-hour, 7-day security. Call them at 609-391 1416 for Storage Inn, also located in Egg Harbor Township, or visit storageinn.net. Their managers are on site to assist you. The Storage Inn of EHT and Ocean City. It's known all over the Delaware Valley, Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City, 1-800-842-2676. Call them and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940.
Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 97.3 ESPN, brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Crusaders lead by 1, 40-39. What did Coach Dave DeWeese say for this final quarter?
He was calling them lazy, Mike. He said, listen, you guys are not getting out on the shooters. Get out on the shooters. Don't stay down low. You got to get out on the shooters.
All right, Tony Blum, thank you. And will we have a repeat or a 12-time or 11-time champion here? We'll find out. Final 8 minutes. Mike Gill, Mike Frankel, happy to bring it for you here live on 97.3 ESPN. Live video, Matt Ulmer in the bird's nest, with live video at 97.3 ESPN.com as Lopez goes baseline, tries to bounce pass it to Thweet, and it's going to go off of Thweet, and it's going to be a turnover to start things off here.
DeWeese just yelling at Lopez to go up strong with that basketball. He had the lane, he drove baseline. Yeah, there were some bodies down there, but tried to get a little too cute, tried to hand it off to Thweet, and it was poked out of bounds, last touch by Catholic.
Left side, top of the key, Foreman, Kendrick, back into the game. Foreman. Bounce pass over to Kendrick. Kendrick pulls it back out. Foreman between the circles. Kendrick thinks about a three, takes it, front rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Taj Thweet. White. Hopping. McGonigal, bounce pass. Thweet in the paint. Blocked away. Oh, by Delaney.
Taj Thweet making it his mission to try and foul out both Delaney brothers today. Not bad defensive position there by Matt, but just a little bit of contact right at the point of the release on the shot.
So Taj Thweet, who doesn't need a lot of help, might have been given a little there. Looked like a lot of ball there.
Certainly did, but, one of those bang-bang plays. And, to Thweet's credit, you force the official to make that call, right? You catch, you go up strong, and you see what happens.
Thweet with 10 points. 9 for Hopping, 9 for Lopez, 9 for White. They've spread it all out.
Yeah, leading scorer in the game right now is Thweet, with 11, right? I mean, everyone else in single digits, but it's been a lot of even scoring, as you mentioned there.
Yeah, he made the first free throw for 11. There's 12 for Taj Thweet. He is the game's leading scorer. By the way, the Prep, same situation. Delaney, 9, Vanderslice, 9, 6 for Solomon, 5 for Horner off the bench. Back down the other way. Foreman gets it up to Kendrick. Horner's going to jump back in the game here. He's giving him some nice minutes off the bench. Kendrick, bounce pass to the elbow for Solomon. Solomon with the ball high over his head at the foul line. Turns and faces, then kicks it out for Kendrick. Kendrick brings it back out for Vanderslice. Vanderslice stared down by Hopping on the right wing here at the timeline. Vanderslice uses the screen all the way. Dribble drive to the basket. Left hand is short. Solomon with the offensive board, and he's going to go up and get fouled.
And that's a situation in a game like this where Solomon is being so closely guarded down low. Jalil White's doing a nice job on him, but it's those garbage plays, those offensive rebounds. That's how he's going to have to get his down the stretch here. So good attack of that rebound by Charles Solomon is going to pay off with a trip to the stripe.
Charles Solomon, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 for 4 from the free throw line. He makes his first free throw of the game right there.
Now here's Horner back into the game. As you mentioned, such a big boost there in that third. Didn't play at all in the first half, but I think those minutes he gave Paul Rodeo in the third, earning him some big minutes in the fourth.
More size for the Prep. And this time, Charles Solomon, who had been 0 for 4, hits a pair. Big ones there to cut the lead back to 1. 42-41. 6.5 minutes left to play in this Cape Atlantic League Championship game. You can watch it all live on our website, 973ESPN.com, or download the mobile app and watch the game on your phone as White pulls up from 3 and connects.
Yeah, Jalil White puts him at 12 points now and, been relatively quiet, 9 points before that big-time three-point make, but, again, couldn't have come in a bigger spot.
Kendrick uses the screen, rolls, cuts, kick out. Vanderslice in the paint and a kick off the knee of Deshaun Lopez. Kendrick's out. Delaney's in. There's 5:53 left to play in the game. Going to see a lot of offense, defense here.
Yeah, Delaney has to be super careful with those 4 fouls, even offensively, to try to avoid any kind of charge play.
Vanderslice, Delaney, top of the key. Horner trying to settle spot. Delaney goes baseline, gets blocked, he gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and Delaney up again with a rebound. That was his brother, and this time Thweet comes down with the rebound, and he traveled.
Yeah, that's consistent at least. I mean, they got, somebody for St. Augustine, I believe it was Foreman, for that same play at the other end, grabbing the rebound, hitting the deck, and so they are calling it both ways. Tough break, though, for Thweet as he was able to grab the rebound, but couldn't get his footing.
Matt Delaney inbounds the ball. Andrew Delaney. Delaney uses a screen from Delaney. Now he kicks it off to Vanderslice for 3 from way out.
That's NBA range, no doubt about it. And again, Cole Vanderslice knocking down a big-time, timely 3, his 4th 3 of the day.
Can you imagine someone in the early 2000s or something pulling up from that spot? I mean, it's just unheard of the way the game has changed so much. 45-44, Crusaders lead. Hopping, trying the same exact shot, but didn't have quite as much on that one.
And he can stroke it. I mean, those two are, you're talking about the 2 best three-point shooters on the floor right now, so it's not like Hopping does not have that range. Just didn't ever look good coming out of his hand there. Came up with all air.
1-point game. Hermits trail by 1 with the ball. Solomon. And he tried to backdoor it there to Delaney, who was cutting from the top of the left key down to the paint, and it was kicked out of bounds.
Just seeing a lot of deflected balls here as St. Augustine tries to look for some of these backdoor cuts and, slices down low. Just so much length, though, for the Crusaders.
And the Hermits want to talk things over here. So Paul Rodeo takes a timeout with 4:48 left to play here in the game. They trail 45-44 on 97.3 ESPN. This is the Cape Atlantic League Championship game.
Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you will continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, Sundays until 4. Help is just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road in Summers Point. Call them at 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. Atlantic Air Urgent Care Centers located throughout South Jersey, staffed with board-certified providers, registered nurses, and x-ray technologists. They provide care for non-life-threatening emergencies and illnesses 7 days a week, including holidays, without an appointment or long wait times. X-ray and lab services right on site. If the unexpected happens, it's the urgent care you know you can trust. For a complete list of hours and locations, visit atlanticare.org/urgent.
All right, Paul Rodeo called timeout. He only has 1 left. What was his important message?
His message was designing a play, Mike. He said, this is the play, we're going up. Let's see if it happens.
They trail by 1. A bucket would put them up. Vanderslice, bounce pass down low. They get the bucket. There it is. They are up.
And a huge fist pump from Paul Rodeo. You mentioned the 1 timeout left can be a big deal, but not as important when you draw up and execute an outstanding play like that.
Run perfectly by the Hermits. They lead 46-45. White, top of the key. White, dribble drive, kick out. Lopez up top. Thweet for 3, and Thweet gets that to fall, his first 3 of the game. It gives the Crusaders the 2-point lead, and they want to talk things over. 4:13 to play. Wildwood Catholic 48, St. Augustine 46.
This game is brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team every week. Vic's Sub Shop, Vic's Subs, pick up, delivery, or eat in on Ohio Avenue in Absecon. Call them at 609-645-0500. Make it a Vic's Sub. Next Level Greats Football Club, often known as NLG to the players, is one of the top football development organizations in New Jersey. It started in 2013 and has helped roughly 128 players earn scholarships to college. The goal of the program is to help young athletes change their lives by using football as a vehicle for success. NLG stresses high academics for all of its athletes because the better your academics, the better chance of earning a scholarship, whether academic or athletic. Young athletes can register at nextlevelgreats.com.
All right, Dave DeWeese called timeout there. What did he talk over with his team?
He can't let them set those screens and get the ball down low like they did executing that last play. He just said, guys, we can't let that happen.
We got a turnover as Vanderslice comes sliding in front of us. The ball goes into the hand of Lopez, and then up the far sideline is White, and he was fouled en route to the basket.
Solomon doing his best to try and get out of the way there, but White initiating the contact and eventually earning it.
48-46. Crusaders lead. They're at the free throw line with a chance now to extend this lead. First free throw hits back iron and rolls out. Second one coming for Jaleel White. This is a talented Wildwood Catholic team that will return essentially everybody next season.
Yeah,
and adding.
No doubt. Yeah, Jake McGonigal, the only graduating player. Martin Angelov, the super sophomore. He'll be eligible to play after transferring from Lower Cape May.
Second one good, 49-46, three-point lead. Vanderslice, three, and it is way off the mark. He had a little body there. He hit the crown and Thweet. The other side is the prep was looking for a foul, and the Crusaders got out in transition.
Big sequence there. All of a sudden, it's a 5-point lead again for Catholic.
3.5 minutes. Solomon spins, loses the defender, and then a foul on Jaleel White. Yeah. Vanderslice shot the three. He hit the deck. He was kind of looking for a foul. Almost everybody was in slow motion, and Wildwood Catholic just broke out and ended up getting a dunk out of it.
Yeah, the ball careening off of the rim, at such an angle, such a great angle that it was an obvious run-out situation for Catholic, and Lopez had a chance to lay it in, but he saw Thweet right next to him and said, hey, you dunk this.
Vanderslice will inbound. He gets it to Delaney, right back to Vanderslice. Vanderslice for three. Good!
No conscience, right? I mean, he missed the last one, but he goes back to the same spot with a hand in his face and buries it.
51-49. Crusaders lead with the ball. 3:17 to play. McGonigal between the circles. Over to Hopping. Hopping spins with the ball in his hand. Uses the left hand. Takes it to the basket. And nice take, but he was fouled, and that altered his shot just a bit. But Jake Hopping will get to the free throw line.
Yeah, Andrew Delaney was in on that play late, but that foul not going to go against him. It would have been his fifth. They're going to get 4 minutes, it looks like, for his first.
Jacob Hopping. And that one kind of circles its way through the cylinder. Second one coming, 3-point lead. 52-49, 3:09 to play in the game. Wildwood Catholic leading. They are the defending champions. St. Augustine looking to capture their 11th title. And that one is good. Hopping gives them a 4-point advantage. Solomon crosses the timeline, gets it back to Vanderslice. Vanderslice dribble drive all the way down the lane, gets it to Delaney, and Delaney wasn't ready for it. But luckily, a Crusader was there, and it hit him and went out of bounds.
Yeah, just no communication there between Matt Delaney and Cole Vanderslice, and the Hermits very fortunate to still have this basketball.
Kendrick back into the game for Foreman. Vanderslice and Jaleel White bats it away. He kind of figured what was coming there and almost baited Vanderslice to throw that ball.
We almost had a Joel Embiid leaping into us situation, like what happened with the
Academy
Sixers.
Award winner here.
No.
Kendrick catches just under 3 minutes to play. They trail by 4 with the ball. Prep wearing navy on the video. Wildwood Catholic in white. Delaney, baseline, comes up short, but a foul.
Andrew Delaney forcing the issue there, just like Jaleel White a couple minutes ago on the offensive end for Catholic. Just, it's not so much that Catholic did anything wrong defensively, it's that Delaney was just forcing it and drawing the contact. Something to keep an eye on, Mike, too, is stamina. And I know we're late in the season and, both these teams are well conditioned. But for Catholic, they have played 7 players tonight. But for all intents and purposes, it's been the 5 out there. Just very limited minutes off of the bench. And, of course, St. Augustine will go a little bit deeper. And they've regularly played about 8 guys tonight, if not 9. So something to keep an eye on as we go down the stretch here.
Couple free throws by Delaney, 53-51. 2:46 to play, 2-point game. Wildwood Catholic leads with the ball. Foreman almost got a steal there. Some pressure from the Hermits. Thweet catches in the corner and fires down a three and connects.
It's almost not fair. We talked about that the other night. He's so good down low, and now he's such a high percentage three-point shooter. Big time make there from Taj Thweet.
Baseline Vanderslice. He is cut off by Lopez, and some body there knocks Vanderslice to the court.
Trying to sell it as a shooting foul. We'll see, though. It looks like they're going to call it on the floor.
Paul Rodeo explaining to Dan McGinnis, when the player is hit on this three-point area, that's a foul. He wants that four-point play. He believes that Vanderslice hit the three last time and was fouled.
So a big sequence here, too, Mike, as we have a foul away from the ball. It'll be the 7th team foul on the Crusaders, so with the clock stopped, it'll be Matt Delaney going to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1.
I like how he does it very subtly.
Yeah.
Danny, I tell you, it's a three-pointer right here. If you would have called that a three, you look at the scoreboard, we might have had a different game all of a sudden.
It's the game within the game, right? These two coaches have been doing it a long time. Dave DeWeese for Catholic and Paul Rodeo, of course, for St. Augustine.
Matt Delaney at the free throw line. Rattles it in and out. No good. White comes down with the miss. 2:23 to play. 5-point game. Lopez. Back to White. Top of the key. 2:15 to play. McGonigal. Over to Lopez. 2:07. Clock continues to wind down. 2 minutes to play here in the game. 56-51. Wildwood Catholic leads with the ball. McGonigal out to Hopping. And a timeout taken by Dave DeWeese. They have a bank of them. They're down to 2 after that one, I believe. By the way, the foul situation, Mike, Hermits have 18 fouls. The Crusaders have 7. So one more foul to give for the Hermits before they're in the double.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on there. And, it almost looked like Wildwood Catholic was going to come away with a layup right before Dave DeWeese called timeout. And I think I saw Jacob Hopping down there a little bit frustrated with his coach. But, as DeWeese will tell his guys, the clock matters more right now than the points. And I think that's what he wants to go over right now. Look, if the opportunity is there to get an easy 2, let's take it. But let's not take any jump shots with a 5-point lead and under 2 minutes to go. Let's make St. Augustine chase us a little bit.
Yeah, well, Dave DeWeese talking it over with his team. What did Paul Rodeo tell his team?
He said, listen, it's the time of this game where we're going to have to take some chances. We're going to have to trap, look for the steal, and that's going to be their strategy from here on out.
So a lot of overplaying, trying to jump in the passing lanes. At what point do you start fouling here and putting Wildwood Catholic to the line the rest of this game?
Yeah, I don't think you're there yet. I think obviously as you get closer to a minute within a 5-point game, I think you have to think about it. But, a minute is a long way away right now. I think you have to trap and you have to try to force some things. And, like I said, you don't have to foul yet. You have plenty of time to try and force a turnover here if you're the prep.
They inbound the ball to get it to Thweet. See if Wildwood Catholic just dribbles this thing out. If they try to get a bucket, they get one. Oh, a nice pass down to Thweet. He's fouled, and it goes. Lopez with a nice look off, and that one is a dagger.
Yeah, heads-up play there for Wildwood Catholic. Worst-case scenario for St. Augustine. Not only do you give up a bucket, it's an and-one situation, so certainly not what you wanted there. Once Thweet have the look down low, you have to almost give it to him and then live to play another day. But a chance for 3 now here from Thweet, and obviously a huge spot.
58-51. They can pump this up to 8 here. And Thweet is pure from the line. 59-51, 142. See what the Hermits can get here. Clock running, 1:30. Horner, 3. Front rim, no good. Rebound, Thweet. And here come the Crusaders. 4-on-2. Hopping, left-hand layup, good. Biggest lead of the game. It's up to 10. 61-51. Here come Vanderslice. Kendrick trying to get some separation from Thweet. Thweet running with them. Delaney up and under. Delaney's 3 is strong, and the rebound comes down to Thweet. And Thweet took a step on the way to the floor, I guess.
Another tough call as we have bodies hitting the floor. Solomon and Thweet down there, and just multiple times tonight these guys have come up with these rebounds, and just there's been bodies at the floor. They haven't been able to get their feet down, and a traveling violation called.
1:03 to play. 10-point game. Solomon catches at the foul line. Spins, left hand, and we've got a walk on Solomon as he made the layup, and they thought he was fouled. Instead, it was a traveling violation.
Huge swing there, and maybe the final nail in the coffin here as it's a turnover, and Catholic gets the ball up 10 now, and certainly you have to foul if you're St. Augustine.
Vanderslice steps in and bats it away from Jake Hopping as the arena is beginning to file out a little early here with 55 seconds, a 10-point game. They think that Wildwood Catholic's going to hold on here as White is fouled en route to the basket, and I believe Delaney has fouled out.
Yeah, that'll be it for Andrew Delaney, and at this point, you know, it's almost an afterthought as the game is all but sealed. Give Wildwood Catholic a ton of credit. St. Augustine really played an outstanding game tonight, Mike. You know, we talked about St. Augustine needing to play a great game to win this game. They did play a great game, but they're not going to win the game, and that's just a credit to how good Wildwood Catholic is. Catholic taking those punches, so to speak, from St. Augustine down the stretch. You know, they did surrender the lead at 1.2, remember that, but they come right back, take the lead back, and then build that lead up, and now very much in control here.
Yeah, Mike, it was 45-44 when St. Augustine took the lead, and from that point on here, you look up, it's 61-51. St. Augustine just had some problems scoring, and 9 for 26 from three-point range is what they are. Wildwood Catholic, 8 for 17 from three-point range.
Yeah, almost fool's gold there for St. Augustine because they, you know, the Hermits were so hot to start the game, right? So you want to keep shooting those threes, but you know, you look up as you mentioned there, and the percentage is, you know, it's not poor, but you know, it's not great. I think they tried to establish Solomon and Matt Delaney down low in the start the second half, and just got away from that a little bit as the half ticked on.
Yeah, St. Augustine 37% from the field. Wildwood Catholic almost 50%. That's a big difference. And then the threes, 34% for the Preppers. We got a steal, outlet pass. Here comes Solomon, loses it. White, and coast to coast, White puts it up. Rebound, Lopez, and Lopez misses the bunny, and then he puts it up and good. So Wildwood Catholic's going to run away with this one.
Yeah, the final score is not going to be indicative of how close this game was, but tip of the cap to Wildwood Catholic, back-to-back Cape Atlantic League champions.
Horner's three is long. Rebound comes down to Kendrick. Kendrick shot blocked away. Horner gets the rebound. Shot put up. Solomon with a bucket. And we'll just get the final score. Wildwood Catholic 64. St. Augustine 53. The Crusaders are the best in the Cal again. It's back-to-back for Wildwood Catholic as they beat the Hermits 64-53 in the Cape Atlantic League Finals.
Not only Cape Atlantic League tournament champions, Mike, the Crusaders didn't lose a game against a Cape Atlantic League team all season, as they have just one loss on the year that came against Camden. They run the table in the regular season in the Cal, and obviously run the table here en route to the second championship in a row for Wildwood Catholic.
On the game, St. Augustine shot just 37%, 33% from the three-point line. Wildwood Catholic 47% from the field, 47% from three-point range. Big difference in the game. Also, 83% from the line for Wildwood Catholic, just 54% for St. Augustine Prep. The turnover's about the same, and you look at it, the big factor in the game, Thweet ends up with the 23 points. You know, we talked about, he's not having that big of a game. He hit that big three, Mike, and I think that was really the turning point when you felt, this game might be getting away from you.
Thweet so efficient, 8 for 11 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 9 rebounds. But, you know, the big number I'm looking at on the score sheet, Mike, 3 fouls. He had 3 fouls in the first half, remember. That was going to be a big storyline in the second half. He's able to play a clean half, not pick up that 4th foul, stay on the floor, and that's what allowed him to be so dominant, staying on the floor. You just need to keep him out of foul trouble. That was the case in the second half, and you see the results.
Wildwood Catholic a winner over St. Augustine Prep, and you mentioned it, you know, Mike, the St. Augustine Prep, they came out, they played well, and, you know, it's interesting because you talk about, you said it, Wildwood Catholic doesn't play a whole heck of a lot of guys, yet they didn't seem tired.
No, yeah, these are guys that, and it's not just high school, you know, almost all these guys play AAU ball, they're used to it, and certainly this season the rotation is what it is. Again, you know, earlier in the year before Deshaun Lopez became eligible, you saw a lot more of Ben Church and, you know, Dave Zarfati, and those guys did get a few minutes tonight, but as you mentioned, as we both talked about, for the most part, it was the starting 5 out there, and They just took wave after wave of substitutions from St. Augustine. They took the best they had to offer.
3 fouls in the first half. You don't pick up any more in the second half. The thing that was impressive is that not only were you doing it inside, a couple of huge threes. Big part of your game.
Oh, yes. I've been working on it a lot recently in practice. Coach is making us get a lot of shots up. So those shots I know I'm comfortable with taking, and I'm ready for those type of shots in those type of moments.
Second half, you guys just did the job, win it by 64-53, but it was a lot more competitive than the first time around. But I know you guys expected that, right?
Yes, we expected it to be a good game. We couldn't look back at last time we beat them. We just had to play hard today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Tosh Sweet with Tony Blum. Right now, he's going to be talking with Dave DeWeese.
Coach, I'm saying it again for the second year in a row. Cape Atlantic League champs. I know you like the way that sounds.
It sounds great. It sounds great. Our kids played very hard today. You know, things didn't necessarily go our way during the first 3 quarters, but you know, we played well enough to stay in the game, and I think in the fourth quarter they really stepped up. I look back and I say, you know, all the tough games that we played throughout the season really helped us in the fourth quarter stretch in this game. You know, they're a great team, and we knew they were going to bring their best, and they brought their best to us today, and we were fortunate in the fourth quarter to really step it up.
What was your thinking with Thweet getting 3 fouls in the first half? Any consideration of sitting him for the first few minutes of the third quarter, or he said, we're just going to play him and see how it plays out?
It wasn't good. It wasn't good, but you know, I felt like even when he got 2 in the first quarter, I started him in the second quarter and let him play till he got 3. And you know, we need him on the floor. You know, we're not that deep, and when he's off the floor, we're really a different team. So we had to get him on the floor and also get him back in the flow of the game. He really was not. He got hit in the mouth pretty hard with an elbow in the first two minutes, and he was having trouble recovering from that. So we really needed to get him into the flow of the game, and we were fortunate to be able to do that in the third and fourth quarter.
Congratulations. Best of luck in the state tournament.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you.
That's Dave DeWeese. They are back-to-back champions, are the Wildwood Catholic Crusaders. And, you know, I remember when they were in this game a couple of years ago when they beat Atlantic City. This is the third championship for them, but that first one for them, it almost felt like it was such an unattainable thing. You know, they had the school was almost going to close. It's a very small student body, and now all of a sudden, here we are about 5-6 years later, Mike. They are the class of the league.
Yeah, it's been the evolution of Wildwood Catholic, as you just described it. I mean, they were the 4 seed the first time they won, and that was the rallying cry, right? They'd all put up those number 4s after they won. They thought they were severely underseeded. Talking about that team that, you know, was led by Jordan Robertson and the McWades, and that was, you know, you don't want to say put Wildwood Catholic on the map, because Catholic has had some good years, you know, in the late 2000s and early 2000s and that kind of thing. But certainly in this era, that was their first Cal championship. And since then, it's just been a snowball, getting bigger and bigger. And obviously champions last year, coming in probably as the underdog last year, Mike, against an Atlantic City team that really could have, should have maybe had that win, and then Catholic came back down the stretch, and this year was a different story altogether. Wildwood Catholic dominant throughout the course of the regular season, as we talked about, the heavy favorite coming in, and it's tough. You know, you want to be the favorite, right? But you know, you take everyone's best shot, and I had a chance to talk to Tosh Thweet about that the other night, and he said it's fun. It's fun to take everyone's best shot and be able to come out and still stand at the top of the mountain. And that's what Wildwood Catholic was able to do. You know, Cape Atlantic League champions for the second year in a row. Just an outstanding run, and still a lot more work to do. I know Catholic looking forward to the state playoffs, and you know, they should be able to go on a deep run there. We'll see what happens. Likely to run into a Rainy team that has 2 high-level D1, future D1 players on it. But that's for another day. Let's let Wildwood Catholic enjoy this one for now. And, you know, obviously an incredible effort this season and this Cape Atlantic League postseason for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Mike, this team, you know, not a lot of depth. You wonder, in a big game down the road, will that eventually catch up to them? We'll see. But Coach DeWeese said, we think our schedule prepared us for this. And, you know, they just went through a gauntlet. Every weekend they were playing somebody pretty tough. So did St. Augustine. They played a very difficult schedule, you know, Haddonfield, Morristown. But it seemed that Wildwood Catholic was even on another level from that. And I think it showed in this game, as they didn't have a lot of depth, but the fatigue was not there. There's a very focused group of kids.
Yeah, and really contributions throughout that starting 5. I mean, you know, we talked about Thweet leading the way with 23 points, but Hopping had, I believe, just 2 at the half, and he finishes with 13. Jalil White took over stretches. He finishes with 14. played some really good defense as well on Charles Solomon, limiting Solomon to 10 points, 2 of which came right at the end. So that's almost an 8-point, defensive effort there in terms of what you're allowing if you're Jalil White. And, you go across the board, Deshaun Lopez with 11 points. And, even Jake McGonigal, who just had 3, but just so gritty defensively. He had 4 assists, 4 rebounds, a handful of steals. So, we talked about just playing those 5. And, again, you had a couple guys come in off the bench. But when you're 5, are those 5, you certainly have a really good chance every night.
All right, so once again, Wildwood Catholic wins it 64-53 as the Crusaders are 3-time champions, back-to-back champions, and they do it here at Stockton for the championship over St. Augustine Prep, who, by the way, came in with the most league titles in the history of the Cape Atlantic League. They had 10 Cal titles since the tournament began back in 1992. And, Mike, you look at it, and this Wildwood Catholic team, you would assume is going to be right back here again next year at the Richard Stockton University on Jerry Matthews Court.
Yeah, you would think so. Again, just so many underclassmen, and Thweet and White still just juniors, and Hopping just a junior as well. And, they add Martin Angelov, a big-time shooter from Lower Cape May next season. But, that's for next year. I think Wildwood Catholic still very much enjoying this run right now. And, mission accomplished here. But there's another goal for this Wildwood Catholic team. That's the South Jersey Championship. You're talking about having to go through what's really the number 1 team in the state to get that. But, I would never count out this Catholic team and not with these guys.
Yeah, the playoffs begin on Monday. Group 4, it's Egg Harbor Township and Atlantic City locally. Millville plays Clearview. You also got Vineland Cherry Hill East. That Group 4 bracket seemingly wide open, Mike. Eastern's the top seed there. Group 3, you got Ocean City and Mainland in that field. And, the number 1 seed, Morristown, I've seen them play. I think to knock them off is going to be a tall task for anybody. Group 2, I really like the Haddonfield team, but Pleasantville and Camden have a little bit of a word to say in that one as well. Pennsgrove, very good in Group 1, but they just lost a recent game, and that one should be pretty fun too. So the public schools should be interesting, and then, of course, the non-publics, which you got national powers on the north side. You've got very well-coached and well-rounded teams on the south side. So tournament season is here, and this was a good kicking off point. This was a really good game for about 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, no doubt, and it just got away from St. Augustine at the end. But really, and we talked about this, I think we said just the final score is not going to be indicative of how close and how entertaining this game was. It's just, Wildwood Catholic can make life difficult for you in a hurry, and that's what they did. They took, a 5-point lead, and they made it 10 with the blink of an eye. So, the final score is not as close as the game was played. It was an outstanding game, outstanding atmosphere. And as we talked about off of the top, always a lot of fun. Cape Atlantic League Championship Saturday here at Stockton. It's been really the highlight of the high school basketball season, at least for Cape Atlantic League fans in South Jersey.
The Ocean City girls win it. The Wildwood Catholic boys win it. The question will be, Ocean City girls have been here 5 straight. Wildwood Catholic 2 in a row. Who will not be back next year?
You never know. I certainly wouldn't count out either of those teams, not with the history certainly recently of both the Red Raiders on the girls' side and the Crusaders on the boys' side.
That'll do it from us here at Stockton. Thanks to Stockton for all their hospitality. Matt Ulmer with the video of today's game, and you can watch it live at 97.3ESPN.com. Tom Williams and Prime Events for all the stats with Joe Fussner taking care of us, giving us stats, keeping you guys up to date as all the action happened. Tony Blum on the interviews with the coaches, and you heard Taj Sweet there as well. He will try to lead the Crusaders to a non-public B title. That is next up for them. For us, we'll have the NJSIAA playoffs. 64-53, Wildwood Catholic, back-to-back championships. You heard it all right here on 97.3 ESPN. Coming up at 8 o'clock tonight, we have the Stadium Series Flyers and Penguins. We will talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.